Hey, Virgo seekers. Happy birthday. Welcome back to the Existential Shift. What will your birthday season bring about? September for Virgos, my beautiful Virgo seekers. I'm working with the Golden Universal Tarot. Golden indeed. The pace will be picked up. It's been slow and gunky and weird. It's like you know you're in reality, you know you're breathing oxygen, yet you feel like you're underwater. Everything is going to become crystal clear in a way that will almost make you forget how unclear and confusing things have been. People who weren't able to or couldn't find the words to tell you what they needed to tell you, finally, suddenly find the words or get clarity themselves and are able to articulate. It's like the channels of information and of clarity suddenly just open up. Uranus trining you retrograding today, actually stationing direct as I'm recording this. It's going to be very helpful in that way. Four of Cups, first card. Even though you're practicing positive approach and affirmations, even though you're exercising gratitude, your system, by the most part, is still kind of focused on what isn't, what can't. Don't judge yourself for it. You're the sign of reality. You can't ignore reality. You can't avoid it. Your way to manifestation is not with affirmations that deny reality, rather with affirmations that work with and through reality. Your awareness will never cease, Virgo. It's just your nature. Six of Pentacles. So when things start working out and coming in, it might take you by surprise. For some of you, I'm picking up, you're going to feel like, well, why am I getting this? I shouldn't be this lucky or fortunate, or shouldn't be receiving it. Yes, you should. Stop. What? You're practicing gratitude, right? Well, practice gratitude not just in front of your gods and higher self, but also in front of people and situations that deliver, that bring, that give. They are the messengers of your gods. So treat them accordingly. Seven of Wands. Such mundane nonsense. You're like looking at the situation, things that are happening and that you're dealing with, and you're like, why am I dealing with these mundane nonsense? Why? It's a good question. Some of you, it's not yours, meaning it's not your manifestation or your creation or your karma and all that jazz. I know you really want to take responsibility, but this looks like a lot of mundane nonsense that are a result of mundane, nonsensical behavior of your environment. And being that it's your environment and you're a part of it, inevitably it affects you when it plays out. You didn't press play on that song, and yet here you are hearing it. And it might not be your style, might not be your thing, might not be your rhythm. It's other people's rhythm for sure, whether they admit it or not. It's aligned with that song. That rhythm is aligned with their frequency. And you think to yourself, why do I need this? Honestly, Virgo, you don't. You can, if you so wish, pack a bag and leave. You can press the stop button. You can put on earplugs. You can leave the room. You can press play on a louder, better song. Anything other than sitting in it, just because maybe it's a lesson, or maybe it's karma, or maybe there's something here to learn. No. The lesson, the karma, the thing to learn, and all that jazz is you getting up and moving shit along, you know? Being like, this is nonsense, this is bad, I don't like this. No. Yes, being a Virgo. Oh, God forbid, heaven forbid. See, being a Virgo is so effective and beneficial to you and so challenging and triggering to others. So much so that even astrologers gaslight you into feeling like there's something wrong with being a Virgo like Virgo. You can't have too much attention to detail. You can't be so much into it to perfection. That doesn't exist, or that's just wrong. That's because they can't and they can't grasp. What better way to feel equal than to bring someone awesome down to their level, as opposed to, God forbid, looking at it as an inspiration and trying to, I don't know, apply themselves. Truth is triggering to people. Truth is annoying to people. Perfection is triggering and annoying to people. Let them be triggered and annoyed. You're gonna dump down your life and your skill and your talent and your mind because it's the Christ thing to do. First of all, that's not the Christ thing to do. Christ consciousness is about expansion of consciousness and aspiring to evolve beyond ourselves. Through ourself, through radical self-love, which is what I'm telling you to do, ironically. Love yourself as you are. There's ton to love. You're really cool. Quite the opposite of dumbing down, limiting, contracting in. Not to be confused with feminine receptive energy. That is an infinite, expansive vessel to abundance and creation, creativity. So, male, female, whoever you are out there, practice being perfectly you, masculine energy from feminine energy, integrated energy from whatever it is that you are, however you are, the good aspects. I'm talking about the aspiration to perfection that you keep being shamed for and guilt over. By muggles and by mages alike. It's weird. Well, even amongst witches there is jealousy. You don't need to explain yourself. You don't need to make them like you. You don't need to be approved. If anything, you probably need to be in the position of approving. If anyone is in a position of approving, it probably should be you because you have the standards and the insight. Oh, someone not talented, not insightful, not clear should be in that position because that's justice. No, that's stupidity. And that's lack of talent, lack of skill, and laziness. Gaslighting into being bumped up, placed on a pedestal. Because poor things are not as perfect and good as you. Okay. So now we're putting on a pedestal the dumb, the ignorant, the incapable. Yes, that will lead our world to a better, smarter, just place. Someone with inability to decipher right versus wrong, truth versus lie, and the intricacies of it, and the nitty-gritty details of it. That is the person to determine what's true and what is false, what is wrong, what is right, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that will lead our world into a much better place. How about you get the F out of social media and any circles who are self-righteous and dumb? Just the level of intelligence is just not there. Okay. Any social circles, be it a group, an organization, a school, a company, whatever, however it plays out for you. Right? And go be alone. Or with very few people that can handle you, that can keep up, where you don't have to constantly be the teacher, the guide, the educator, where you can just enjoy yourself and have a light-hearted, bouncy conversation. See, if you don't have that, it's not because you're good and humble and giving to the circles who need you to give to them. That's just vain. If you're the smartest person in the room, you want to be the smartest person in the room. And to be told that you have to speak slower or in simpler terms so everyone else could understand. The request to dumb yourself down validates you being higher in the first place. You don't need that validation, that vicarious validation. You don't need that. You can have direct validation by hanging out with people who don't need you to dumb yourself down, who love you like that, who are excited by you like that. Who challenge you in a fun way, in a humoristic way. Right now, you're in this environment of mundane muggle fools because you get a kick out of it. So you can't complain. What you can do is stop. Let me be your Uranian kick in the booty. And maybe not be okay with the trajectory of this reading. It was leading into a soap opera narrative of nonsense. People arguing with people, taking this, wanting that, saying this, he said that, she said that, they did this, whatever. That's what you want. Or maybe Ace of Wands. You take your wand and you go somewhere. Somewhere else with someone else. However, really it can apply to many different fields of life. Your attempt to be one of many in the wrong group of many has put you constantly in a battlefield where you have to battle off conflicts and dissonance from frequencies that are not you or for you. Because something about you didn't want to take that rod, that torch, and lead yourself. Because, well, what? I'm going to do this alone? But it should be teamwork and team effort, and everybody's talking about union and unity and love. Yes, but this is not love, and this is not love, and this is not love. This is competition and doubt and mistrust and conflict. Muggle bullshit that you had to go through, because the only way out is in you had to go through to realize, to have had enough, and literally be pushed by your own self, by your own will. So yeah, be on your own for a bit. Not because that's what you have as an option, but that's what you want. It's very different. Being on your own because you can't find, because no one wants, and so on and so forth, versus being on your own because you want now. Have you ever done that? And you're like, oh, Morgane, I've been alone for a very long time, or I've been doing this by myself for a very long time, or I've been feeling alone for whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but was it ever the fruit of your choice and of your desire? And did you rejoice in it? Or did you constantly try to change it, fix it, heal it? Being an ace of wands in the world, it's very free, very powerful, and very scary. I see Virgo as being a mutable earth sign, as sand, like sand dune. You can be infinite and unavoidable, like the desert. But you can also be free and see through like a grain of sand. And one, little wind can take you so far. It can be very heavy, but also very light. That's part of your magician-like nature, right? Your shapeshifter nature. Mutable earth. It's very powerful. And within it, there's also fire. Because I think about desert and I think about desert sun and I think about the dry heat of the sand, can burn you. Your infinite mutable earth can be like a caress on someone's cheek. And it's just a little bit sand, at the beach. It can also be a sand dune. Or a desert that burns you. And a lot of Virgos don't get that about themselves. They don't get how is it that as an earth sign that is supposed to be grounded and connected, how is it that they can be so connected for a moment in time or for X amount of time and then suddenly just complete other side of the world, forgetful as to what happened yesterday and completely free of it when yesterday it was so meaningful and important. And now it's like nothing happened or nothing existed. You're not crazy, Virgo. You're just Virgo. Too many cards. So what is this new profound start for Virgo this month that we're seeing here? 6 of Cups and 7 of Cups. Maybe you have been allowing yourself to get confused by others for so long that something just snaps. And like when the hunted becomes the hunter, getting all confused, you start confusing. It's not vindictive or purposeful. It's just the scale was tilted into one side for so long in your life that now it just naturally wants to regain equilibrium. So it has to go, it's been in one extreme, it has to go through the other extreme before it settles in its balance. So now you're in the other extreme. Your system is just like completely tapping into the floaty grain of sand. It can be anything people don't understand. You used to not understand yourself, and now that you understand yourself, people are not going to understand you because you're going to live in full of that nature. You're going to live in full of that which you are, which requires a lot of wisdom to understand. Took you enough to understand yourself. But now that you're in it fully and not trying to pretend to be something else that you expected yourself to be, that others have expected you to be, and that pretense has given the outer world the assumption that you're stable and grounded because you kept playing into the but I do fit, but I can fit. Look how stable and grounded and consistent I am and all that jazz. Now that you're not playing into your own roles anymore, no one's going to get you. I see you tapping into moving through a portal this month in your birthday season where it's a completely different Virgo. The experiences that you're going to have with people, the dynamics, the way they respond to you, it's going to shock you because you're not used to it. You're used to a certain cycle, certain dynamics, repetitions. It starts off this way and then continues that way and then ends that way, like, and now it's just going to be completely different stories. Just enjoy it. If it's good, enjoy it. If it's bad, enjoy it. Make the best for yourself, Virgo. And instead of fearing the oneness, aspire to that. And if ever you are drawn into a dynamic of duality, of interaction, of one-on-one, of romantic relationship, friendship, party, whatever, social dynamic, play into it, enjoy it, have fun with it. Don't get overly attached in the way that you used to, thinking, oh, this must be my story. This must be my fate, my destiny, my story, my manifestation. No, just drop all that. Just be in the now moment of whatever experience you're going through, minuscule or big, 5 minutes or 5 years. And let that be your reality for as long as it is, and then change. That is how integrating Pisces into you looks like. Watch my special north-south node that I've done for the different signs. Watch the Virgo Pisces axis of north-south node, regardless of your north and south node. You guys can watch this, seekers. You guys can watch this for your sun signs, okay? But I feel like something about it's a project that I've focused on integration of the opposite signs. So I think you could really benefit from watching it. It applies. Okay, so September is a portal. But what's going on in September? Is there anything you can see? Nine of Wands, waiting on things. Waiting on things to come through. And then there's this. Two of Cups. Just enjoy this romance. Just enjoy it. It's like you've been waiting for it for so long that now that it's happening, you're like, still, your body is still in waiting mode. It's like you don't need to wait anymore. For this time being, there is a romance occurring in September. Can you tell us more, please, for Virgo? Five of Cups. Because you're going to be in this whole mindset that I've just been speaking with you about for 20 minutes, that person is not going to understand you. And that's okay. No, it's not from a bad place of wanting to hurt anyone. No, it's just the nature of things that you need to surrender to. And let people go through their emotional journeys and upheavals. Wheel of Fortune. We'll go through changes. It might last, it might not last. It doesn't matter. Just enjoy what you have to enjoy while it lasts. And then let it go if it needs to be let go of, or expand and flow with it if it expands and flow. Point is, if this is your reading, you're at peace and ease now at this point of the reading, being like, yeah, that's cool. But if you're like, no, tell me, what's going to happen with this romance? What, you said romance? What's going to happen? It's not your reading, sweetheart. I love you. Watch your other placements. I'm not saying this with anything really, not good or bad. Just saying it with clarity. It's okay. Those of you who are kind of floating above this mundane nonsense that used to chew up your brain, this is your reading. Let's move to the next portion of the reading. The Existential Shift spread. It's my spread. So I'm going to rearrange into it. In the meantime, I'm just going to let you guys know that if you want to deepen your relationship with the Existential Shift, and or if you want to know the ways in which you can support the Existential Shift, and get exposed to a lot more in-depth knowledge, mystique and esoteric, be sure to read the description box below. It's all there. And choose whatever works best for you. And regardless, if you're new or not, but not yet subscribed, be sure to subscribe and be a part of this family. So, we have 2 6s, 2 7s, and only 1 Wheel of Fortune, 1 Major Arcana, 1, 2, 4, 5, 9. these are just not as meaningful. We want to focus on this. Six of Pentacles, Six of Cups, Seven of Wands, Seven of Cups. You might stumble into fortune this month, Virgo. Going to be some lucky receive of abundance. This has been on the way to you. Could be something that you had to fight for or argue for or stand up for. It's been a confusing process. Sorry. It took time and you weren't sure why. There was a lot of unknown. And here it's coming through, finally. If not this month, then by November. Scorpio season is very dominant here with all these Scorpio cards. This is the fixed signs cards. Ooh, have a lot of fixed energy. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio. And here we have Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, but also Aquarius, and Aquarius is missing. So when we have everything except for one thing, we look at what is missing, what isn't on the table. And what isn't on the table is fixed air, Aquarius. What happened to Aquarius for Virgo? What happened to Aquarius for Virgo? What happened to Aquarius for Virgo? Taurus, Taurus, Taurus. Maybe a Taurus person happened to an Aquarius person if we're talking about people. They make them feel safe and abundant. And they reduce significantly their anxiety level. If it's not a person, if we're not dealing with people, if we're talking about the energy of Aquarius, Aquarian insight, connection to society, futuristic knowledge, and so on and so forth. It could be Uranus retrograding now, operating behind the scenes, underneath the table, unseen seemingly, but in control of it all. And there's no way to predict that other than staying grounded and doing the best you can for yourself with radical self-love and self-care. And honestly, looking good. Yes, this tells you look good. Tell us about the 2 sevens, please, for Virgo for September. 7 of Wands and 7 of Cups. Can you clarify this, please? Ace of Swords. 7, 7, 1. Remember how I spoke about your acute skill for detail and insight? You already see through all the bullshit. You already know all the answers. But you're acting humble and dumbing your knowledge down. So no, it can't be. I can't already know all of this without having that information or without being told that. I can't make all these assumptions. Maybe it's my imagination. Maybe it's my fears. Maybe it's my wishful thinking. It's just how smart you are. So everything you have in mind that you think you already know the answers as to what possibly have happened or is going on, or how things will occur, or what your suspicion is, or what your trust is, whatever it is. you know. It's okay to tell yourself that you know when you do. Magician, Six of Wands, Nine of Cups. When you admit to yourself how much you know and how much you can, you will not be able to stop the winds that will come in. It will be impossible. See the two nines and the Wheel of Fortune here? The winds will become destiny. They will be solidified in destiny because Anima Mundi, or the cosmos, or however you want to refer to the all-creator, now is registering in its Akashic records that Virgo knows, Virgo can, Virgo is, hence Virgo wins. Okay? A brand new sense of self that is unapologetic, that not only that people are not going to not like, they're going to admire. 666. Your passions, your desires, your wishes. Your pleasures. I mean, Mercury and Venus, what a pair. They keep pairing up Venus with Mars, but honestly, Mars is no longer to the level of Venus. Venus has evolved. Mars is still an egoic little prick. All she had to do this entire time is realize that Mercury / Hermes, that has been there this entire time, is way more brilliant, capable, and worthy of her. Or you. Virgo, you can be any of them in the story. You're Mercurial, right? But you're also earthly and abundant and feminine. You can be either of them. You could be both. The level of talent on this table is huge. You're very, some of you, I'm picking up on some very talented Virgos. You need to use and take advantage of your talents. You are not at the moment, not yet. Starting to, maybe, hopefully, but not yet. Why? See all these ones? 1, 1, 10, 1. Oh, it's like a key, a code that unlocks something. It's not new to you, it's been you. You haven't been playing with it, I don't know, out of guilt, out of humility, I don't know. Doesn't matter. 6, 7 of Pentacles, 6, 7 of Cups, 6, 7 of Wands. Gotta love that. We don't have air element except for the Ace of Swords. And you know what? That's good. The sword suit is painful, very painful. And the only card that isn't painful in that suit, in that element of air, is the Ace of Swords. Very positive. Utilizing your mind in a way that is nothing but beneficial and of service to your path, to your desires, to your aspirations, to your pleasure, And how this conversation and this type of talk is triggering to some righteous, dry hens out there. I do not care. I do not care. You want to punish yourself for being alive? Go for it. That is not what I teach my seekers, though. Happiness is not something to be ashamed of. One, 7, 3, 6, 9. So you need to stop playing games. There's divinity, there's leadership, there's flow and abundance. That's a lot. That is a lot in one spread. However, it can all mean nothing if you keep playing games. Games of righteousness and fake modesty. That will keep you in this confusing, conflicting, poor cycle. No one is going to give you the cup. You're going to give it to yourself. And then they're going to start giving you as well. Okay. I hope any of this made sense to you. If so, wonderful. Be sure to like this video so it will echo in the realm of YouTube. Check out the description box. I love you and I'll see you soon. Happy birthday.